Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Gonna invite a few people. If you know of anybody that you think might enjoy watching tonight, you feel free to invite them too. I'm gonna talk about love. But it's not what you think. Okay. Oh, hi. Got a few people on even before the invites went out. I can't tell if I have my Mary's Monday Musing banner on here. Oh, Facebook. We have a love-hate relationship at this point. It's only because I'm not that up to speed on what I'm doing. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. I love that. I love the accessibility and the connectivity that Facebook gives us. Hi, Chris. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Lily. Hi. We got a lot of people on tonight. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. If you, throughout the course of the live, if you know of anyone that you think might benefit from the topic, please feel free to share them, invite them. I love to get loves, likes, smiles, laughter, whatever all those little emojis are. That lets me know that I'm making some sense to people. Hey, Jen. And like I said, feel free to share. If you're watching live, if you would do me a favor and type live in the comments. And if you catch us on the replay, if you type replay. That just lets me know what's what and who's tuning in at what time. For those of you who might not know me, I'm Mary Moss. I'm a published author. I'm a writer, poet, and speaker and Christian storyteller. And I also have a day job as an administrator supporting a transportation project for an international corporation. So it's interesting. It's not my dream job, but it's a nice job and I like it, so I can't complain. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Kind of the little spoiler was, who do you love? If I asked you to tell me all the things you loved, how long would it take for you to list yourself? That's a really powerful question, I think, and it's one that I've struggled with over the years. And I'm just now being able to answer that, I'm right up there near the top. Not all the time, but a lot more often than I used to be. They say that you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Yes, Becky, I'll write you a birthday poem. I would love to do that, sweetie. We'll talk later. So they say you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So that can be kind of off-putting if you stop to think about it. But anyway, that'll get us started anyway. So what if those people don't treat you well? What if they say mean things to you? What if they make you believe that you're not smart enough, or that your dreams don't matter, or that you can't make good decisions, that you're not a good wife, not a good friend, not a nice person, that you're stupid, that you're fat, that you're not pretty? Ever have friends like that? I have. Unfortunately, I guess they're friends. They're not really, but they're people that we may hang out with. But the real problem, the real question is, what if one of those people is you? What if you're having those conversations with yourself? What if you believe those things about yourself and tell yourself those things? I don't know about you, but I've been known a time or two to look in the mirror and just not say very nice things. And something happens, our brain changes when we tell ourselves those negative things. We start believing those things about ourselves. But we also, physically, we stop doing self-care. We don't go get our hair done. We don't get a manicure. We don't do some of the things that we enjoy. We don't take care of ourselves. Maybe we don't eat healthfully. We don't exercise or get up and move around or do the things that we enjoy doing because we just don't think we're worth the energy and we're worth the investment of that time and energy. And I mean, maybe I'm the only one who has gone through that, but I had to just really take a long, hard look at myself here recently and realize that sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. And I'm fortunate in that I think 100% of the friends that I have around me now are positive and life-affirming and uplifting and encouraging. But I've worked really hard to make sure that's the case. So now I need to start working on myself and get myself in the place where I need to be. So one of the things that I did was look up, I always like to offer the tips I find, to look up what are some ways that we can start loving on ourselves a little bit more. First of all, we can start telling ourselves how much we love ourselves. We can start pointing out to ourselves all the positive things about ourselves, all the things that we like. There has to be at least something that you like, whether you're a good cook, whether you're a good friend. Yes, fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah, Chris, that is just, it's such a powerful statement, and it's so freeing because it takes the focus off of us. And, it's almost like, how dare we not think highly of ourselves because of whose we are and because of how perfectly and wonderfully we were made. And, we were designed to be who we are for a reason. And a lot of us in our Dream Coach program and the things that I've come to understand is that the world needs our dream. And if we're not the person that we need to be to make that dream come true, we're robbing the world, not just ourselves. So it's so important. And yes, I personally go to scripture a lot. It's really a love story to all of us from God. And I'm grateful that people wrote the words down so that we have them. I just think it's such a blessing to have the words available to us to offer us encouragement. If we do still have people in our lives who are not that good for us, we need to remove ourselves from them, or at least distance ourselves from them. If you're in a position to, you could even have a conversation with them, and be honest with them and say, I'm really working hard on myself. And it's not helpful when maybe we're not assertive enough to do that. I've gotten that way more and more as I've worked on myself more, as I found my voice. But I also think that it may be that people don't realize that they're not being helpful. They may think that they're trying to help you, and we take it as criticism. And so it may be that an honest conversation, when you're not, in the heat of the moment, could really smooth things over. And, it might even repair the friendship, and it might even help the other person who is not being the kind of friend that you need. I know I would want someone to tell me if I were doing something that they felt was detrimental to them. And I hope they would tell me that, hey, this is an area that I'm struggling with. I could really use your help, in XYZ way. But we can do a lot of things for ourselves too. It's not always easy to distance if it's a spouse or a close family member or a coworker. You just have to develop some coping mechanisms with that. Find some other people that can be your support system. You need to try to do something every day that makes you happy. For me, it's coffee. My morning coffee in the quiet on the deck, unless it's snowing, raining, or just too cold to go out. that's just for me. It's very selfish, it's quiet, and it gets my day off to a good start. And it really means a lot to me to be able to do that. Maybe take a hot bath sometimes. Close the door, light some candles. Sometimes that something that simple can kind of just rejuvenate you. Give yourself a fair chance to explore some new things. A lot of times if we've been told, or if we have told ourselves, oh, I can't do this thing or that thing. Well, maybe it's something that you'd like to try, but you've been afraid to do it. So go ahead and try it. And just the very act of trying it is going to make you braver the next time. And, if you're not great at it, okay, maybe you'll get better. But at least you'll know that you tried, and that will start you reprogramming how you think about yourself, that, oh, I am brave. I am able to try new things and maybe learn some new things. Another thing that really helps me a lot is that I journal. I have tried meditating. I like to meditate, and I want to get back to it, but I have a lot of trouble being that still. So I honestly, so I am trying to get back into it again, but I like journaling a lot. And it's not like a diary, although you could do that. The difference is that journaling talks about what you're feeling and the things that you're experiencing, maybe discoveries that you've made. Yeah, going to a movie alone. That's right. That's a great thing to do, especially if, it's a movie that you're the only one who wants to see it. So yeah, things like that. And like I said, for me, journaling is a big one. You have to listen to your intuition too. When you're starting to go down that path of self-talk. In fact, we had a couple of people were talking about that, about saying positive things to yourself. And if you start saying something negative, you need to redirect. I learned from some coach years ago, whenever you say something negative, either about yourself or just to put something negative out into the world, you just say cancel, 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 because it cuts off that negative vibe and interrupts it and helps you get things back on track. And so that just really brings me right back to where I need to be. So yeah, Gretchen, I love journaling. It really helps a lot. I feel better after it, and I've learned a lot about myself in my journaling when I'm really honest, with myself as I do journal. One thing, if you can ever imagine, I've been told that it's not all about you, and I make it all about me a lot of times, or I have in the past. I'm getting a lot better at it, and I proved that to myself today. I had two incidents at work, where the old Mary would have said, I can't believe, and oh my gosh, and, instead of realizing that the person probably had a bad day, it's a Monday for them, they get tired of answering the same questions every day, and you don't know what's going on in people's lives and what else they have to deal with in their jobs. So I was really able to not take a situation personally, and to extend them a little bit of grace. And in the end, it ended up well, where we were both thanking each other for our patience and understanding. And, so it ended well. So the relationship for the future was salvaged by my not making it about me and making it personal. A growth area for me, like everybody. And again, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing the things that I'm learning as I go on this journey. My word for 2018 is renaissance. That's, renewed and revitalized. And I'm trying to be improved and higher level of person, higher thinking, higher living person. So those types of things matter to me if I'm going to be true to my word. And it does. And by the way, if you don't have a word for the year, I highly recommend it. And it, you can pick one or maybe a short phrase that's meaningful to you that helps kind of be your guiding principle for the year. It's really helped me. It's helped me, excuse me, in times when there were things that I thought, well, maybe I can't do that. Maybe, or if there's something that I don't know as well as I would like to. The Renaissance Mary says that it's okay, you can learn as much as you can now and then move on, and continue to expand your knowledge, but not to wait and hold back. Yes, giving hearts. You're right. Oh, yes, you two just keep competing on those hearts. I love all those hearts. Keep them coming. It's great. So I saw earlier, I think Erica said she writes positive messages to herself. And yeah, you can, you can put Post-it notes all over the place. On your mirror, in the, in the kitchen, on the cabinets, and integrate. Ooh, I like that one, Becky. Put them all over the place, even in, like in your desk drawer, if you, go to a job, on the dashboard, anywhere that you're going to be seeing it throughout the day to remind you how fantastic you are, because you are. Yeah, and use affirmations a lot. It just really helps. You can write on the glass with dry erase markers. Ooh, I like that one, Erica. Yes, that would be great. I know one of the things that I discovered about myself was that I was really numbing myself from a lot of past experiences. Not only the death of my mom 5 years ago, and then our son-in-law's mom passed away in the last year, and that was really heartbreaking for us. But there were also some like spiritual traumas and, some situations at my church that were devastating for me emotionally and spiritually. And over a period of time, I, didn't even realize I was doing it, but I had numbed a lot of that. And, it's not fun to have to go through that, but I've really had to walk back through all of that. And the journaling has really helped me. And I've noticed a crazy thing, though, that after kind of being numbing myself for so long and not really letting myself feel a lot of things really deeply, the emotions kind of almost are overwhelming around some of the situations and some of the things. But they're good. They're overdue, and you have to walk through them and, in order to move on with your life. So I'm grateful for it. And a lot of that journey has, working on my book has really led me on that journey. So that's a blessing too. You have to forgive yourself also for things that you've done, that maybe you're ashamed of, that you're not proud of, or that you just wish you had done, differently. You have to forgive yourself. And you have to forgive other people too, I think. I say you have to. I don't mean to be issuing orders. But what I've noticed is that as I had one day I was just journaling. I had read something and I just journaled, what if this person was doing the best they could do at the time that they did it? And what if they weren't? What if they weren't doing the best they could do? What if I was doing the best? Or what if I wasn't doing the best? You have to let all of that just go, because you can't go back and undo it. You can only learn from the experience. And so forgiveness is a huge part, I think, of moving on. I know it has been for me. It will make your heart happy after it makes your heart sad. But I think it's really crucial in any kind of self-development or anything that you really, anything positive that you want to accomplish in life. You really do have to forgive yourself. So mainly, most importantly, you have to be your biggest cheerleader, your own biggest cheerleader, and you have to love yourself. for who you are and what you are. That doesn't mean you have to love everything you do. And it doesn't mean that it gives you permission to stay where you are and to not ever improve or to, blame other people for your situations. It just means that it has to start with you. Are you treating yourself the way you want people to treat you? That was a big one for me too, because I wasn't. And yeah, perspective is really important. So that's kind of, my little take this week on who do you love? You can't love anybody else well until you learn to love yourself. So I hope that will be your focus this week, that you'll take some time to take care of yourself, to affirm yourself, and to maybe treat yourself to something a little bit special. So thanks for tuning in tonight. As I said, if you know anybody that you think might benefit from this, please feel free to share it with them. I hope you all have a great rest of the night and that you have a wonderful week. And I will talk to you next Monday. Bye-bye.